Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to kind of what will be a talk time with Triple the T-Dog. I have no idea what number this is, and I don't have my usual overlay thing up and ready to go, so this will have to do. This is going to be kind of a thrown together thing because I'm kind of doing this off of a whim. So, I kind of was just thinking to myself, well, one, we haven't done this in a while. Two, I kind of was just like covering a lot of shit instead of actually talking about video games that I actually wanted to talk about and just and answering a few questions that I've been asked in the past. I did answer a few, but we can always rehash. I might end up rehashing some old questions I answered in the last ones. I don't remember the last talk time things. I'll only know what episode I'm on when I'm writing the title. So, with that said, I kind of want to go for not just this last year or this year as it's coming close to an end, but as I want to go over just kind of all the games I've played so far. Not all the way back to the beginning here, but like just to hash out a couple games that I've played within the last year, 2 years, 3 years, and I may miss some, and I may not cover all of them. Some might transition to a video, one of my YouTube videos that I may have recorded and or uploaded. Some may just be nothing. It might just be the screen that you're seeing now. You may hear me clicking around as I'm just kind of messing around with shit in the background as we're doing this. Plus, I have a notepad here, or just so I know what the hell I want to talk about with some of the games that I've jotted down. But starting off, we'll start off strong, I guess, with one of the games that I clearly showed a lot of interest and enjoyment in, which was Evil Within 2. I had a lot of fun with Evil Within 2. Um, I don't know, just something about the game was very enjoyable. I had a lot of fun, and I don't know. The way the storytelling was mixed with the new gameplay of the first Evil Within, um, like the improvement of from the first one, and just I don't know, all around this game was very enjoyable. There were frustrating moments. There were some safety moments that I had. I don't know if other people did, because I did hear there were parts where people didn't have ammo and they were stuck, and I don't know. Maybe I was lucky. Maybe it glitched. I don't know. Overall, I had it wasn't perfect, but I had a lot of fun playing this game. Just the scavenging around for shit. Um, and like I said, maybe the harder difficulty did contribute to both enjoying it more and also hating it because, of course, the harder difficulty practically put it where there was like very little bullets being spawned. It was mainly gunpowder, and we even saw that like there were certain parts where they did give you like 1 to 3 bullets, and then it was like 6 gunpowder. Have fun making 1 bullet or 2 bullets, whatever you could make out of it in the situation. Um, I don't know. Just overall was a fun game. Like it mixed very well of opening, keeping everything open, mixed with some linear parts, and just overall it just blended well. There were some times where here's where the main mission was, and while we were doing the side mission, we had to go backwards. So there were some ridiculous little backtracking moments, but it wasn't terrible. For the most part, the game I felt like paced very well. The only time the pacing stopped is because I was trying to go do something else, um, or just me being stuck or dying. It was mainly stopping on because of my own gameplay ability, but it wasn't overly bad. I still was able to get through it all through on the hard difficulty. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think what I said on the big review thing for myself, I gave it like an 8.5. It may have gone down if I played it on the easier difficulty, or it may have gone or it may have stayed at a strong 8.5 to a 9. Um, with if I really enjoyed having the bullets and stuff, but I don't know because I feel like if I was given too much stuff and I was just guns blazing a lot, then I don't know if I would have enjoyed it as much. Because each fight, like even just one guy alone, made things difficult. Where I was like, okay, maybe I got to run and hide because I don't really want to waste my bullets in this fight. I don't know. It's just really enjoyable for me. But yeah, that was one of the things. Um, that was one of the games. Yeah, and that one was, of course, more recent. Um, literally coming out in October. So that was a fun time, at least for me. I had a lot of fun playing that game, and especially all through October, being going through the first one to the second one, it was good times. I just really thoroughly enjoyed my time with that game. And like I said, Bethesda games usually end up going up cheap, and I think even during this whole Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale stuff, it ended up turning out to be going on sale. So if you can get it while it's on sale, I recommend it. I think it's at least a play once type of game, and just to get through and enjoy it, you know. And if you, it has some replayability, like you can do the new game plus. You do get the classic mode, which is like super difficult mode or whatever, and you know, if you like that kind of stuff, you get that out of it. But for the most part, I think it's a pretty neat game. Nonetheless, um, as I'm just looking through all my shit here, just seeing what else I want to go through. But yeah, to me, I think it was a fun game. Moving on though to the next game on my list, and these are in no particular order. I kind of just jotted everything down to literally what came to mind first. Another game that came out a while back. Got a lot of mixed things. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people couldn't get past the fucking facial animations. Was Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. There were moments where I kind of got frustrated. There were some moments that I was like, fuck it. And there were things that I even used the guide for the damn puzzles because I didn't like the puzzle parts. But I'm not a puzzle guy. I hated that shit. But I made sure I did things to not ruin my experience with the game. You know? It was just, I did what I could to make the game fun for myself. And you know what? I had a lot of fun. I didn't do every little quest. I know I missed some stuff, but I had fun. Um, I didn't really give a review for this game, and I don't know. It's been a while now, so it's hard for me to really look in and be like, this is what I want. Gameplay wise, definitely an improvement from 1 through 3. Um, you know, the flow of combat moving around. I had fun, even though I had to eventually make the game easier because I fucking suck. Um, and I think thoroughly I would give it at least a good 7.5. Gameplay was really good. Everything was very fun. Um, you know, and I didn't hate the facial animations. Mass Effect 1 to 3 always had some slightly derpy things, and I guess everyone was really hyped up with realistic animations. I know there was some, you know, behind the scenes thing I guess people were expecting, and it just wasn't quite there. Um, but me going in blind and not giving a shit, I had fun. I thought it was a blast. Um, some moments felt slow. So, I don't know. I mean, it did feel like that, you know, with all the side missions, but that's what you get with like an open RPG s game, I guess. Is and I use it as like it's not super open. You did have a big place to look at, but it was all separated by different planets, different places to go. So it wasn't super open. It's not your Skyrim Oblivion opened Fallout type thing. Like it wasn't that kind of open. Um, it was more like your. It was more like if you played Stalker. I did a video on it. That game has like sections, like a big. It's not, except it's way bigger now because you know advancement in games and technology. But you know the game has like a big open map, but there are certain load screens in certain areas you had to go through. So you know, my few gripes with the game literally was just me going to each planet and having to go through the fucking warp cutscene. I just thoroughly did not like that for some reason. I think because it was like, come on, I just want to get, because I have to go through another loading screen to then get to the planet. But for the most part, there wasn't that many. There were moments where the game froze and stopped because it had to load, but with how open the game was, very little load screens and then transition to cutscenes and things, I didn't think it was that bad. To be honest, it wasn't terrible, as people made it out to be. So, to me, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing, and you know, I really I had fun making my little ridiculous character. Um, every time now when I think of Mass Effect Andromeda, I always think that that character that I made for Clit Rider is like the stapled character. Like that's the default. He should just be the default. That facial hair, the hair that he had. It was good times, and there was a lot of crafting, little customization, different weapons. You know, certain guns that we've seen before, newer weaponry, a different enemy, and overall, just you know, I, I, I don't know. Maybe I just have a nicer opinion of games because like everyone didn't like three's ending for Mass Effect 3. I didn't care, but then again, I guess I wasn't as in depth of the story as everyone else was to be pissed. I still enjoyed my experience, and I didn't let that kind of ruin it for me. So I don't know. And like I said, if I had to give a number, I would say like a solid 7, 7.5. If you can get this game on sale, I say it's worth giving it a try. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, if you really enjoyed the Mass Effect games, I think you can enjoy this in some degree, I would think. And if you were wondering about the multiplayer, it literally is like the same as 3, just, the combat's updated kind of deal and stuff. I liked the multiplayer because it was just simple, even though it was like a grind, but it was still simple. I didn't mind it. I really didn't. But that's my opinion on the game. Now, the next game on my list is something I can't give a review yet because I'm yet to finish it. But I can at least tell you that I've enjoyed it so far. Um, and I say because I can't get a review because I have yet to finish it. Um, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. There's a lot to do, and I think it's been a definitely a positive step in the right direction for the franchise of the game. I think they took a year break or something like that. They took a break after their last game, but Assassin's Creed Origins has been a blast so far. There's been a lot to do, a lot to explore, and a lot of it's like the same shit. Sometimes, oh, just a loot area, oh, another camp. And some people don't like that. But to be honest, I'm actually enjoying going to these different spots in this Egyptian area and looking. And I'm not saying like this game's over the top amazing. Like they added elements that like most games have had nowadays. And to be honest, that's literally what Zelda Breath of the Wild did, adding elements that games have had, but because this game itself did not have that, did not have this like, I mean, it had like an element of RPG because like through, if I remember in the older Assassin's Creed, at least through 2, um, you could buy swords, maces, or at least one of the Assassin's Creed, you could buy different weapons, and armor gave you more HP. You could buy upgraded chest piece, and you know practically what the crafting system is in this, where you could get a different chest piece to upgrade or whatever, not a different one, but you'd upgrade that, you'd upgrade your hidden blade, things like that. Um, Make them stronger, and you can upgrade your chest plate for more HP, and the shield gives you more HP. But the gear itself having like special abilities to them, combo multiplier, or each weapon having its own unique, speeds and damage and how they do it. I don't know. To me, um, I think like for this game, it works out very well. So to me, I guess like yeah, every game's done the RPG thing. Everybody, it's the same shit. I don't look at it that way. I just look at it as like, okay, for this franchise, because a lot of games now and a lot of people nowadays make the same style of game because nobody takes chances. This isn't the PS2 era anymore. We're not making games that you've never heard of or you're like, what the fuck did I just play? Because there are a lot. If you look at the PS2 collection, you'll be like, there was this game? What the fuck was this? And, it felt like a lot of people took chances, but now it's we're in just that franchise mixed with nostalgic because we're remaking games. We're kind of in that little bit. Not a lot of different new things. We do get a lot of companies now, I guess, that do make that do step out of their boundaries to make a different style of game. But using elements that we've seen before, but interpreted in their own way. They did an RPG in their own way. It's not like original. It's not completely new, but in its own Assassin's Creed way, I think this was pretty good to me, like so far. Um, my gripe, spoiler, if you don't want to know or you haven't really looked too much into the game, so I'll let you, uh, if you're worried about a spoiler, wait till the screen goes back to the gray, and that'll be when the spoiler ends. I mean, I'm not gonna. There's gonna probably be some spoiling in certain parts, but I don't know. The one gripe I have with the game is that you shave your facial hair. I don't. I always joke and say that like that's not a game changer. That's not gonna make me not play the game. I could give two fucks. I could be a girl. I won't care. Um, I don't like characters without facial hair, especially after he introduced them with facial hair. I think I that was one of the problems I had with another game. I just don't remember what. But I've always liked facial hair more. Even me as a person, I guess that's why is I always like that. I don't grow a great beard. I can't grow great facial hair. So to me, I'd like to play through it, live through that with a character, and to lose that, I mean, he kind of turned into looking like one of the generic characters that we've already seen in the game. So I kind of hated that, but you know, it's fine. It's not gonna make me like stop playing the game because he lost a beard. You know, it's like just keep the hood on. I don't have to look at his face. But yeah, that was so far. I'm enjoying that game. At least for me, I am enjoying Assassin's Creed. One of the things I did, I think I said in one of the videos I was worried about with the game, and I haven't quite had that problem. It didn't turn out what I thought. I mean, it's kind of there, but it's not there. Was I was worried that the game was going to become like Mafia 3. All right, the game's all about vengeance. All right, taking down the enemies and stuff like that. My problem and worry was that it was going to be like Mafia 3, where we were going to go and do a bunch of shit, grind up to be strong enough to fight the guy or take down a bunch of the guy's stuff and then kill him. And I was like, please don't be this. And there's a lot to explore. There's a lot of different side things, so it hasn't quite been like that. Um, and it's definitely been more enjoyable than Mafia 3. That's for damn sure. Another game that I don't really have any recorded videos of. I stream it and play it a lot. This is a much older game. This isn't anything new or relevant. It's just something I've been playing on stream as a chill game that I still think holds up very well compared to a lot of games now is Dark Cloud. I'm not done with that game. I just got through building Queens and moving on to the next area. Um, and if you play the game, you'll know then where I'm at. I'm thoroughly enjoying it when I'm playing it, whenever I find my time to play it, because I do stream it as a chill game on top of everything else I'm trying to play through. I've actually enjoyed that game a lot. Just the elements of different weaponry, multiple companions that have their own unique weapons, companions that have their own unique way to go through places that you need their use for. Kind of annoying, but it's still a unique thing for a game for a PS2 is something we don't even get now. Is ridiculous. Now, granted, I've said this multiple times. I feel like that, we've kind of gotten spoiled by graphics. Everybody now wants a beautiful looking game, and I don't blame you. You want your game to look good. You want a game to look good, but if it's, as long as it, for example, like Resident Evil 2, that's my favorite game, one of my favorite games I enjoy out of the Resident Evil series. Now, granted, it's probably just for nostalgic reasons. I played it a lot when I was a kid, never got far, and I think I beat it once. Um, I play it, and it's very pixelated. It's very blurry. Because there's no anti-aliasing, there's no texture really. Everything's just a blurry face, a lot of head bob. Like the original Metal Gear Solid, not the original, but the one for the PlayStation when doing that one, and you know eh, like if they could make it where the game doesn't look hard on the eyes, like as long as there's some texture, I don't care if they look like a fucking smooth doll. And the game looks pretty with colors, like it could be cell shaded, it could be fucking, it can, as long as it's vibrant and it looks nice, or it's dark and creepy because the atmosphere, as long as the atmosphere looks decent, like it doesn't have to look over the top. I'll poke fun at it, but if the gameplay and the elements in the game are up to par and pretty good, then I'm perfectly fine. And maybe I'm in the minority of that. I don't know, but I don't need to see the sweat on someone's ball sack for every video game that I'm playing. Like, I don't, like, it's cool. Look, he's exhausted. It's tiring, but, you know, I just need the details of what's going on. If he's bleeding, sure, I don't mind seeing him blood pouring out of the guy. That's fine. But I don't need, because it'd look weird if a guy's holding his wound and you're just like, oh, he's not that bad, and then he dies, and it's like, how'd he die? And you don't see any blood. But I don't know. I'm just not like I was never been a huge graphical guy. I have no problem playing games on almost medium low sometimes on computer if it makes it run easier, because I'm not a big graphical guy. As long as it doesn't look blurry and completely like shit, and it doesn't hurt my eyes, I'm fine with it. So to me, playing Dark Cloud like an older game like that still holds up very well, at least to me. Um, so I don't know. That was my opinion. I'm enjoying it so far. I've not yet beat it, so I can't give a review or any of my like full on thoughts yet. But so far, compared to a lot of current games, this game has been pretty good so far. Now we're gonna move on to a both a good and a bad game mix. Um, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 I did play, and Birth by Sleep's Fragmentary Passage on that point 2.8 or whatever the hell. Um, of course, you guys know I've yet to beat 2. I don't know much about 2 yet. I kind of stopped. That was my fault. I will get back to it at some point. But playing through 1, playing through Rechain of Memories, and playing through Dream Drop, and playing through the Fragmentary Passage, all but one are amazing. The one I do not like, of course, was Rechain of Memories. Now, for the record, I do love card games. I don't mind card-based gameplay. I never had a problem with it. And this game isn't like overly complicated with building a deck too much. It's not. It's pretty straightforward. Now, granted, I needed to look up on certain deck builds, I think, or something like that, because at certain times I got stuck because I just got frustrated on how to beat people. But for the most part, I had fun with the game. Just the boss battles could eat my ass, and you know, that's about it. I didn't mind the story. I thought it was pretty neat. I feel like though that the story started out with. I'm trying to figure out like in the beginning when we went to I think was it Traverse Town or whatever the hell, and we met Leon and stuff. They were like, "Oh, it's Sora. Wait, how do I know your name?" It's weird, and they acted as if okay, we know you, but we don't know you. Something weird's going on. All right, they understood it. But then afterwards, we just went to different worlds, and it was just like, that whole concept was gone because apparently, like, our memories were wiped right after Traverse Town. Like, we just didn't know anybody. We weren't like, we were just like, oh, we're here to help. Hi, I'm Sora. You're this guy, and that's cool. So that whole like, I remember you, but I don't quite remember you. I don't think we met, but I feel like we met kind of concept just went out the window. They just kind of stopped after that. Maybe I missed something. I know the whole point of the thing was to lose your memory anyway. So overall, the story was still great. I could deal without the card stuff. I think there was I think I said it in the videos. I think there was a budget reason or some sort of reason why this game didn't go with PS2 and went the route it did first. It did come out on PS2 eventually as a remake, instead of the Game Boy Advance. Um, it's just weird. Like, I don't fault them for trying to be innovative and different. Like I said, it was that time where you could try. Now, granted, yes, you just scrapped your good combat mechanic for this, and even though the combat mechanic was very simple. Now, imagine, because I've only had a taste of 2, but imagine taking what combat is in 2 and then scrapping it to this. It wouldn't have been well received. I mean, I don't think this was as well received either, but luckily 1 was a very simplified combat system that it's like, okay, we just went from simple to a complex card thing, and now it's just really weird. So, I don't know. It was alright, but I could live without doing that. If I ever wanted to do a replay through, um, I'm probably going to say pass and just watch a video and re look through everything on that one again. Not something I want to replay through again. Like I said, it wasn't horribly bad. I just I could live without the card play. My rating for the first one, I give that like an 8. Like gameplay wise, for what that game when it came out on PS2, being what it was, the gummy ship can suck ass. Nobody likes that, I don't think. I think there's like a few people that do. I just don't care, but it is a way to get through a loading screen to the next place, and just keep it somewhat entertaining, keep things going. I don't fault them, like I said, for trying. Music's on point with that game. I love it. Love the intro music, the ending song, especially going into the second one. They still kept that theme up, and reusing it in Rechain Memories gave it a little bit of a boost. Overall, like I said, the first one was great. I had a blast playing through it. So like an eight. Like I said, I have a hard time saying a game's perfect because there are some flaws. There are some moments of that game I just cringy dialogue, but it's for for what it is. It's not that bad. There's just moments that I can't stand. Um, and your companions, mainly Donald, sucks ass, but that's about it for that. That's like really my there's only a few things like the AI, I guess, is just at times and stuff, but I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while since now I've played it, so it's hard for me to wrap my head around everything, so I could be wrong in certain degrees. And I'm fine. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not like I don't have all the information written out right in front of me. Um but yeah, that is Birth by Sleep's Frag Passage got me really excited to play 3 in the future, and because we do get like a taste of newer Kingdom Hearts playing as Aqua. And I still want to play through Birth by Sleep, but I got to do all of them at some point because there are like 3 different people to play through. Aqua and her friends, so that'll be fun. At some point, if I ever get through around to 2. Um, at least Birth by Sleep won't be bad, like compared to Rechain of Memories. So I can't be too upset. Let's see. Um, and like I said, that's it because those are the only Kingdom Hearts ones that I was able to play. Dream Drop was also pretty fun. The whole pet thing was pretty neat. Luckily, that wasn't like critical, I guess. Like I was able to make it through pretty simple with what I had. I didn't have to go up above and beyond grinding to try to get like a specific creature to help me. So I was fine with that. Let's see. I don't have anything to pop up for video for these two. Um, Dark Souls 3, I was randomly playing it, and that was one of the games that I enjoyed. I'm not gonna get too much into it. I never really did. I did a full playthrough on stream, but I didn't upload it. That was before I was starting to upload things again, or after. I finished it after, and then I started to do videos again. Um, I do kind of want to do a playthrough again, just on stream and recording, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. My controller for PC kind of shit the bed too, so there's no way in hell I could play until I get a new controller. So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and moving from that is the reason I mentioned that is because then I went backwards to play Bloodborne. I enjoyed what I played of it. From the last video you guys saw, we did get to the Chalice Dungeons. Me and John played a shit ton of Chalice Dungeons. I didn't record any, but I did a shit ton, and I was like, I'm super grinded up and ready to continue, but I have no idea where the fuck I'm continuing, and I just have yet to sit down and play. Same thing with Neo. I ended up playing a bit off recording and stream, starting over, and I actually beat the boss that I was stuck on the recording. I wasn't really stuck. I was really tired, and because I was playing, I think right at release, and I didn't sleep or get a nap in prior that I've done with Assassin's Creed, Mass Effect, and The Evil Within 2. Those I played on release, and I had energy to do a bit. Um, but um, but yeah, Neo, I do want to go back to it, even if it's not that great of a game. From what I heard, the bosses are a little lackluster compared to the Souls stuff and Bloodborne, but I'll still give it a shot at one point or another. I do want to go back to it. I'm running out of drink and my throat's drying up. So yeah, at some point, we're gonna mention because I realized I didn't put in my notes until after I started and started talking. Horizon Zero Dawn, from what I played, still really fun. I know I'm still very early on. That is also a game I want to get back to. Um, be honest, there's just so much on my list. I think I want to wait until after Assassin's Creed. I know I said this with Mass Effect. After Mass Effect, I'll get right back to it. Then I didn't. At least after Assassin's Creed, I do want to make the attempt to get back on Horizon Zero Dawn. Now that this DLC game came out with it as well, I hope to play through the main game, then the DLC at some point, maybe. So yeah, there's that. I have yet to jump into the second installment of the game, but another game that I played that was really fun, very basic, but still an interesting story nonetheless. Um, and I brain farted because I was thinking, like, did I forget anything I wanted to mention? Um, the story was pretty interesting, kept me going, and just an arcadey, what the fuck, an arcadey style of shooting. Like, it wasn't anything crazy. It was very simplified and just fun killing. Was Wolfenstein, and I've yet to play the second. It is on sale, but I don't quite have the money still to buy it. And it sucks because nothing against Bethesda. They do make some pretty good games. They are part of some really bad games. They've made some interesting decisions, some good decisions, whatever. But Wolfenstein doesn't have a huge playability to me. It is a single player game and no multiplayer, and not a lot of replayability after the single player unless you want to do collectibles and you're an achievement hunter guy and you go through achievements or a trophy, whatever. I'm not. I'm not part of achievement hunter, and I sure as hell ain't gonna go for that. I'm not a perfectionist by any means. Um, so once you beat it, you're done, right? To a common amount of people. So and I know it's brand new. There's a reason, you got to make money. You spend a lot on making this. The game to me just isn't $60. Luckily, because the first one was out for so long, I could eventually get it for cheap, and I did. But the second one, $30. I mean, at most I'd pay, and it is for $30 right now. I think. I just I don't have the cash because I had to pay some bills, of course, and I do plan on when I get the chance. I need to get a external hard drive, not a solid state. I need one of those, but I don't sure as hell don't have the money for that. External hard drive for my console because I have a very crappy amount of space. Because it's just a basic PS4 with like 500 gigs, and now that I'm picking up more games, I need a hard drive to store them in. So I need to get like a couple terabytes of space. Not that you're like, what the fuck? You don't need that much. Hey, extra just saves me from buying more fucking hard drives and shit or worrying about it in the future. Better safe than sorry. So eventually, I do need to get that. So I'll wait for the next sale. Bethesda's really good at making sales, and for all I know, they're gonna probably do like a Christmas sale at some point. So who knows with that? Um, but Wolfenstein, the first one, besides the final boss, I did not enjoy fighting that guy. It was kind of a giant pain in my ass. I might have not been doing it right. May have just been fucking up. May have been my fault. But I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the final part. Out of everything else, I had fun, but the final part, not great. Um, like I said, I give it like a 6, 7, like somewhere around there. I put it on like, yeah, give it a shot and play it, but get it for cheap, like $30 or less. Just because there's not a lot of replayability. It's just a single player game. Very arcadey shooting. It's what Wolfenstein is. So don't look for anything crazy, over the top, amazing, but expect to have some fun with it, I guess. So moving on now, we're going to go on to a series of games. We're kind of going backwards. We're kind of going in an order, I guess, of what I've enjoyed so far to the one that I didn't enjoy the most, but still had fun with. The series that I'm still got to get finished up. We played through all three, and we are on the fourth installment. And then I got their fifth installment, which isn't with the main character; it's a different character. Is the Uncharted series. We have Uncharted 4 as coming in right now as my favorite so far from what I've played. Visually, this game has both great gameplay mechanics mixed with great visuals. Somehow, Naughty Dog does a very good job of comboing these together. I think it's Naughty Dog, right? I'm gonna look like a giant fucking asshole if I got this wrong. Let me double check. Let me message on. Uncharted Naughty Dog, right? I was right? Alright, good. Yes, I was right. Thank God. Um, I forget names of these people, like of the company stuff. I should remember, but I don't. They do a really good job mixing both the visual and gameplay elements very well. And it's funny is like you would think that okay, if Naughty Dog can do it, other big companies can. But some reason, some companies just it's either more graphic over content, and it's that doesn't work all the time. You could beautify up a game as much as you want, but if the gameplay is ass, it's like it's not memorable. I know a lot of people were memorable of Last of Us. I gotta get around to playing that because I played it on the PS3, but I remember jack shit about it because I was playing it at a weird time, and I don't even know if I completed it, to be honest. It was a really weird time for me. There was a lot going on, so I don't remember a lot about it. I do want to play through it on PS4 though, because I do own it. I just got a lot on my mind, or not on my mind. Jeez, I got a lot on my plate to play. So you're already seeing how much of a struggle it is for me to get through this. Just because I keep getting distracted. Um, but yeah, 4 so far I'm thoroughly enjoying. I do want to jump back into it, keep going, do what I'm doing with it. Um, it's just I'm very slow. I'm very, very slow. Um, the next on the list is what I hear from everyone in the trilogy's favorite is Uncharted 2. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not gonna really say I enjoyed 2 and better than 3 or but 3 and 2 and 3 are at least to my opinion better than 1, but 1 was setting everything up. The game definitely felt very old. It didn't age that bad. Um, but the shooting mechanics weren't anything to be praised about. They definitely improved in the fourth. Just the way everything felt. Um, so yeah, to me, if I had to rate it, like I said, I guess 2, I had a pretty fun experience with the story. Three kind of is less because I didn't care much for the desert part, but the supernatural thing of the water hallucinations was pretty cool. Little twist and thing, even though those skull guys fucking suck. And 1 because it was still introducing stuff. So 1 being the least favorite, but what do you expect when the game just starts out? At the time of 1, I could see it being a huge thing, but now that there are a bunch of other ones now and time has passed, then yeah, I can see it. So I'm excited to continue through 4 and then eventually get to the legacy thing where it's like I guess Nadine and somebody else. So it kind of spoils for me that Nadine is still around. Um, so that sucks. But oh well, it's not a big spoiler. I'm mainly interested in what happens with Drake, Rafe, and Sully, and everybody and the brother. So like, I really could care less. Like Nadine, I haven't give 2 shits about because she was just kind of introduced. But yeah, all right. So looking through my list, the next thing, I'm not sure what just happened. That was weird. Um, But yeah, the next on my list is a game, of course, another game that I revisited that's older, because I've been kind of revisiting some older games, and I have recorded a bit of this, and I might get back to recording more of it soon. Is because the current games of them aren't that great, and that would be WWE's Day of Reckoning. Now, granted, we all know THQ. It was sad that the bankruptcy and all that, and eventually having to give their WWE thing up to 2K or 2K picked it up. Um, a lot of people will argue that SmackDown versus Raw and all that were the best ones, and I agree. They were much more enjoyable. Even if the career mode wasn't as open as games try to make nowadays, because this is the thing, career modes nowadays are make your player. Hello, it's me, the generic guy, or overtly the top ridiculousness, whatever you're in the mood to make, because that's the point. Um, and then make a character, and then go into all right. Example WWE is NXT's or the Performance Center, then NXT, and then move on. Granted, 2K sucks at this pacing shit when it comes to this, so baseball, MLB does it good. You start with double A after getting drafted, and then you go to triple A when you get better. Even though I think it's all based on overall, but if they could make somehow program it to be off stats, that'd be cool. Even though it would have to make sense, I guess, with stats because if I'm pitching perfect in like 4 games, I shouldn't be up in triple A right after that. But that's besides the point. Um, but like you go through that kind of scenario, like that's what they do now, and that's fine. Everyone likes that. MLB The Show's very basic form of it. It doesn't have a lot going on the outside of life. It's just usually just you play this, you doing this, you do this, play each game, pitch, bat, whatever you're doing, field. So it's very simple. You don't have an outside life. There isn't much to do to that, and you're not like it'd be cool for some fan interaction with that. Like, oh, you're signing autographs, you're meeting with somebody today. Like try to make some outside life as you get popular. But um, back with older games like WWE SmackDown versus Raw and um, Day of Reckoning stuff, there was a story mode. Like, yeah, you're mainly just wrestling guy after guy, but there was a story to it. Like this one so far is titles missing. Who took it? That kind of nonsense. I don't know what else there is to it, but that's the main so far. But like this stuff holds up better. Now, if we could get a game, all right, like WWE Day of Reckoning where it's like that kind of story, and I'm not saying 2K's crazy basketball stories. I'm saying like a legitimate story like WWE SmackDown versus Raws have done, but with the gameplay of what the 2K games can do, because the wrestling in those WWE games, they're pretty good. Now, granted, yes, the move pool has kind of significantly dropped, and then they've increased, and then they dropped, and then it increased. But if they can increase and keep it a decent move pool with the same style of what SmackDown versus Raw, Day of Reckoning, those types, it'd be pretty good because that's my only flaw with Day of Reckoning is you do the same like 4 or 5 moves. Like when they're on the ground, it's literally like do this move, and submission move. It's like 1 or 2 moves and it's specific angles. So the move pool isn't that big. Um, so that's why I went with SmackDown versus Raw, saying that they would. I would have been playing those, but on the PS2 because it's the only ones I own. But sadly, the discs are all destroyed, so they won't even run. Um, so I can't play them, and that sucks. But yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion. Is they are they are just you know I don't know. That's in my opinion. Like 2K, like they have an idea, but they're just not executing that very well. The career mode I heard from 18 was ass. That's why I didn't play it. I wanted to pick it up, but from what I heard, it was terrible. It's not as open as the others. I played 15, and 15 was a lot of just 15. Apparently, 15, 16, and 17 were just repeat matches, grinds, and doing the same shit over and over. Um, and I understand that rivalries. Like if you look realistically on WWE, the same person wrestles the same guy for about 2 to 3 months at a time. Like depending on how long they want the rivalry to go, and if there's a championship involved. All right. Um, but after the rivalry should be set and done, I saw at least in 17, you would still keep fighting the same guy. Even after the rivalry should be done, it should move on, but no, it didn't. It would just keep putting the guy against Rusev over and over, or against whoever else was in 17. I can't think right now on WWE Superstars. But just that thing. Um, and one of the major things I saw in 18 now um, was you went from Performance Center to NXT, but then after like I think 3 NXT matches, you won the belt. Or no, I think it was just one match you won the belt, like 1 or 2. I don't know. It was like 1 to 4 matches, and you go for the belt. But then they added this whole objective thing where you have to win matches most of the time. You couldn't even just choose to lose. Like, if you wanted to play like realistically, like role play it out, like okay, he hit me with the RKO out of nowhere, like catching finisher. I have resiliency, so you can instantly kick out at least once. But I'm gonna take the pinfall because realistically, in WWE they would do that if you want to do it that way as like a stage thing. Um, the game won't let you because it'd be like, no, objective failed. So I thought that was kind of crappy that they would do that. And then one of the other things is I saw someone play up to Money in the Bank, And I saw multiple people actually play up to Money in the Bank's thing. And it was like, all right, you got to win Money in the Bank. One of the objectives is do an OMG thing. Okay, cool. Kind of annoying, but sure. Well, here's the deal. It's you, and I think it was 8 people, right? There's 8 total. It was either 8 or 6. I can't remember in the Money in the Bank match. All I know was one of them had 2 John Cenas, the other had like 2 Roman Reigns, and it had like 2 Undertakers. Or something. Like, what the fuck, 2K? You couldn't make this right? Like, I don't know what the hell with that. So, that's my opinion on it. 2K just, I don't know. They have an idea, but it's not quite good, I should say. Um, and now, like the quick rundown of other games. Real quick, we've done MLB The Show 17 and 2K Basketball. I'm still kind of up and doing a little bit of that. Like I do plan to do a little bit more of those, but if not, W or MLB two or Jesus MLB 18 The Show will be coming out, I think, in March. So if no more 17, I do want to continue on, go on to 18. Now I think if they're doing the same thing, you can bring your character over from 17 to 18. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that because the whole point, really, I enjoy is going from minors to majors. That's the whole point. So if I just continue on with my major league career, that'd be cool. I might do that on my own time and just continue him on my own play. And then for recording purposes, we'll have like Tony Clint Jr. or some shit if I could still use Clint because they may eventually change that. They may have looked at my video and be like, this guy's fucking all right. We gotta get rid of this. 2K18. There are some flaws. Just it's a heavy grind VC. It's 2K's money grab thing. It's not terrible. It's not horribly out of reach to grind. It's just ridiculous. And it makes sense because you're a rookie. You shouldn't be 80, 90 hitting perfect shots all the time. So it does suck. But the amount of games that you'll have to run through and train before you could do the main thing would be just ridiculous. So I don't know. Um, I enjoy it, but I don't play it seriously. I think people who take it seriously don't enjoy the game that much. I do, but I'm not playing seriously. Look at my fucking character. I'm just dicking around having fun. I've improved, but not by much. My shooting percentage is ass, but I'm making more shots because I'm taking more shots and missing more. So, there's that. Let's see here. And so yeah, I don't know when they make a 19. Again, it's going to be me looking into that one. That was my plan going into 18, but I saw it and I was like, okay, I'll still do this. Why not? And I don't regret it. I think I got it on. Yeah, I got it cheap, like not super cheap, but I got it from a friend, like half priced, because he didn't want it. So I was like, sure. I planned on wanting to record this anyway at some point to make because I've definitely done more 2K18 than I did 17. 17 wasn't that bad, but I don't know. I just ended up doing more. And then for my last little bit here, because we're almost been going for an hour, and I don't want to go ridiculously long. We'll do this, and then I got like one question I'll answer here. Last game on my list that I played to me it's just not fun. I don't know why. It just wasn't that enjoyable to me. Maybe I was, and this is gonna sound stupid. It was overwhelming to me. Maybe. I say it a lot. I'm bad with navigation. If I can't figure out how to get to something, even though it's very simple for the most part, I get frustrated easily and give up. If I can't get to it, if it's not a main quest, if it's not a main thing, was Prey. Prey had a lot of shit going on, and I didn't like it for some reason. There was just a lot going on. A lot confused me. Maybe if I played it again, I might get a better grasp of it. But I don't know. I couldn't aim and shoot very well at the fucking mimics every time they appeared. I couldn't beat half the enemies that showed up. I know I had to use my mind strategy to deal with them, but I was just, I don't know. compared to playing like Deus Ex, Dishonored, and Bioshock, I had more fun with those three than playing Prey. And I don't know, I just did not care much for Prey. Powers and everything that you got was neat. I think I didn't upload it, but I got up to a point where I fought up to a giant nightmare monster, and I was like, all right, I'm fucking done, because I kept dying. I actually then recorded afterwards off stream, like, all right, I'm gonna give it another shot. That was unfair of me, and I actually beat the nightmare monster after dying like 5 or 6 times. But I didn't upload it, and I never continued. I was just like, no, I'm not. I don't even want to. Like, instead of just uploading all that I had, I just said cut it out at whatever part that I had uploaded and just go from there. And just move on. Bury it with all the other videos. So, I don't know. Something about Prey was not my most enjoyable game. So, some people enjoyed it. I didn't. So, before I wrap up, one of the questions I do have, I get it a lot. One of what is, it's hard for me to answer because I'm such a variety guy. I love a lot of games. Is what is my favorite game and or favorite game series? Everyone gets this question. I hear a lot. A lot of people are like, you want to know what's interested, and and I've also been asked what's my favorite genre. Like, as long as it's not puzzle heavy, I love the game. I mainly enjoy it for the most part, depending on if the gameplay is fun. Um, but it's so hard because I float between saying Metal Gear Solid. I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't understand. Like, that game doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't even care. Like, I love how just crazy, ridiculous the story is. I hate that, what happened was it Hideo Kojima and Konami, just all that shit fell apart, and Konami's just won't, it's terrible, and I don't know, like, they're not gonna. I wish they'd just remake the games on newer platforms so I could play it, because if there was one game I'd stream, series that I want to stream through, it'd be Metal Gear. I want to play through, if not one, the first one, PlayStation, and then 2 and 3, and I know people be like, well, what about Peace Walker? Peace Walker's not bad, but I'd rather play through the main, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Um, I'd rather do that. I do own Metal Gear Solid 3, and I think I do own 2 on my PS2, but I don't think the discs are in working conditions for me to play them. I don't have Metal Gear Solid 4, and that was only on PS3, and I don't have any way to capture 3 anyway, so there's no way I could do that. I do have the 360 remasters of 2 and 3, and Peace Walker, but I have no way of playing my Xbox 360 because I have no power supply to it anymore. It broke. And I just haven't gotten around to trying to buy a new one because I just haven't felt like it was worth doing. So I haven't done that. That's one. Metal Gear Revengeance is still one of my favorite games, even if you don't want to relate that to the series, because it's like completely like a spin-off. I enjoy it. The music, the combat, it's just over the top fun times for me. I love that game. It's like my pleasure game to like go to every once in a while when I'm in the mood to just get hyped as fuck with the soundtrack. I just love it. I don't know why. I have a blast with it. Um, I guess that's really all. Those are my series games. Like, I try to think of like what other games series wise and or just one game that I would want to play. So I don't know. I really don't. I like I say, I always have to go with them or with Metal Gear. But I think that'll wrap it up. I hope I covered just about enough for you guys. And if you have any questions on specific games and things like that, questions you want to ask me and get answered, let me know and I'll answer it on another talk time. Hopefully I'll have my shit set up again because I had to get everything redone. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.